Hello everyone, welcome to Tathastu ICS. Today in this session, we are going to discuss something very basic from the environment and ecology perspective. From the subject of environment, I would say, and the ongoing thing that is happening, the COP. So you must all have heard about ki COP30 is happening in Belém in Brazil. So let's just understand first what are the basics of this COP. So the session is going to be here for understanding this COP, the Conference of Parties, does it mean, right? How frequently is it happening, and what are the outcomes, and what have been the major COPs that have happened previously. So आज हम ये थोड़ा सा COP को अच्छे से समझते हैं, okay, and then we will of course come to the COP30 that is happening in Belém in Brazil. Okay, so very welcome to all of you. Let's begin with this session, right? So understanding COP, okay. So what is the meaning of the term COP? COP stands for Conference of Parties. Conference of Parties. Now imagine this example, like take this COP as one of the highest decision making body to any convention. So it is the body, it is a set of member countries who will be taking all the decisions related to any particular conventions. तो कोई भी अगर conventions होता है, उस convention के जितने भी decisions लिए जाएंगे, उसको उन decisions को लेने वाली जो supreme body है या governing body है, उसको हम कहते हैं the Conference of Parties, right? So we can say it's the supreme governing body, or we can say the decision making body. Okay, so for example, if I take an example, like if you are a group of 5 people, ठीक है, हम पांच लोगों का एक group लेते हैं, and those 5 people have targeted that they have made a goal. They have made a goal that we will end the river pollution that is there in our city. वो एक particular river के pollution को control करना चाहते हैं, ठीक है. So that is what they have determined, that is their goal. So that the members who are there, these 5 members, ये 5 members जो हैं, they will serve as the member countries, and they are having a determined goal, that is to end the pollution of that river. So these members will meet frequently to see the progress that they have done. जो भी उन्होंने काम करा है, उस काम को चेक करने के लिए कितनी प्रोग्रेस हुई है, कितना रिवर क्लीन हुई है, नहीं हुई है, and what should be the future action. All of that is determined, or all of that work is done by this COP, that is Conference of Parties. Now this Conference of Parties will be with respect to the convention it is dealing with. So COP can be for n number of conventions, right? So it's one of the highest decision making body or the governing body for any convention, and it has the member countries who will be participating in this decision making, right? Then coming to the second important point, that is types of conventions. So broadly if we classify, we have 3 types of conventions. First are the conventions related to the climate change, which are working on climate change, ठीक है, कैसे हम climate change को reduce करें, उससे related कुछ conventions है. For example, the very famous is the UNFCCC, the United Nations Framework Convention to mitigate or to reduce climate change or combat climate change. That is a convention related to climate change. Similarly, we have the second type of conventions that are related to the biodiversity. So biodiversity loss को prevent करने के लिए also we have the conventions. Example, the UNCBD. You must have heard about that, UNCBD, the Convention on Biological Diversity. Similarly, we have Bonn Convention, the CMS Convention, ठीक है. Then the third type we have is the conventions related to environmental pollution. So those conventions which are talking or which are working on combating or reducing the environmental pollution. For example, we have Stockholm Convention. Stockholm Convention, ठीक है, that works on the persistent organic pollutants, right? Similarly, we have other conventions also which are tackling the different other issues. For example, we have the Ramsar Convention. You must have studied Ramsar Convention on the wetlands, right? Similarly, we have the UNCCD, that is for combating desertification. तो different conventions होते हैं और उन्हीं conventions की जो governing body है या supreme decision making body है, that is called the COP. So we will have COPs for all these conventions, right? So merely just learning the number that COP 29 happened, COP 30 happened, but that is not sufficient. You should know COP of which convention, right? तो वो बहुत important है कि आप COP के साथ उसका convention भी आप याद करें, right? In the news there will be some recent COPs for different conventions happening. So it is very important for you to remember it is related to which convention, right? Now let's come to the topic for the day, like where, or let's come to how frequently does these COPs are meeting. Are they meeting at regular intervals? At what regular intervals? Meaning, are they meeting annually? Meaning they are meeting every year, or they are meeting once in 2 years, or they are meeting biennially, that is called once in 2 years, or they are meeting in 3 years. So every convention has a different frequency of the COPs when they will be meeting, right? So for example, UNFCCC annually meet करता है, UNCBD biological diversity biennial meet होती है उसकी, मतलब 2 साल में एक बार, ठीक है. CCD that is combating desertification वो भी biennial है. Ramsar Convention every 3 years. CITES which is for the CITES, that is very important. CITES is for the illegal trade, okay, that the convention that is protecting the illegal trade for the endangered flora and fauna, that means either 2 years or 3 years. Then we have the Vienna Convention for the ozone hole. Of course, we also have the Montreal Protocol for that, right? So their COP is meeting every 3 years, right? So frequency is different for different conventions. The COP will meet at different frequency, okay. Then let's come to the climate convention कि ये climate को protect करने की बात शुरू कहाँ से हुई? How did this all begin? कहाँ से हम शुरुआत करते हैं कि climate change को हमें reduce करना है या climate change को कैसे tackle करें? ये सब कहाँ से शुरू हुआ? This all started from 1992, I would say Rio, okay. So Rio Earth Summit was the first summit that happened in 1992. There was a Earth Summit, okay, or we call it the Rio Summit, okay, right. That also happened in Brazil, right. That also happened in Brazil. Now that was the first summit that happened, but before that also we have a short history. इससे पहले भी एक history है, that is the 1972. So let us come to 1972 first. 1972 में एक होती है Stockholm Conference, okay. So we have the Stockholm Conference that happened in 1972, which is considered as the mother of all the summits that happened, right. This was the time when all the countries became aware and they came with the pressing issue कि climate change is happening and it will be impacting everyone. It will be impacting every other country, right. So climate change as an issue came up during this time, and the countries decided that we have to take some action, right. So all of that issues came up, right, and there were 3 possible threats that were identified. 3 possible threats जो identify करे गए to the humanity or to the humankind, that were number 1 is the climate change, second is the biodiversity loss that is happening, and the third is the pollution, okay. These were the triple threats that were identified that the humans will be facing, right. During this time only, all the countries also decided that they will be taking efforts. So every country will have their own legislations, they will bring some provisions in their own country to bring changes or to combat all these issues, ठीक है. And इसी time पे ही हमारा United Nation Environment Program UNEP was also formed during this time or during this conference. ओके, सो यूनेप का फॉर्मेशन भी यही हुआ, राइट. एंड we also know one thing, that India also showed its effort. So with this conference only, we see that in India we saw the results, or we saw the outcomes of the efforts. For example, in India we had the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 that was brought in. We had the Water Act, Water Pollution Act 1974 was brought in. Then we had the Air Pollution Act 1981, ठीक है, फॉरेस्ट कंजर्वेशन एक्ट 1980, एनवायरमेंट प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 1986. ये सब कहां से शुरू हुआ? ये सब स्टॉकहोम कॉन्फ्रेंस के बाद शुरू हुआ. माइंड इट, स्टॉकहोम कॉन्फ्रेंस इज द फर्स्ट एनवायरमेंट कॉन्फ्रेंस दैट वी कैन से, जहां पर सबको रियलाइज हुआ. एंड देयर इज वन स्टॉकहोम कन्वेंशन ऑल्सो. सो द कन्वेंशन इज रिलेटेड टू द persistent organic pollutants. Okay, that is related to the POPs or the persistent organic pollutants. For those pollutants which remain for a long time in the environment, they don't get degrade easily. ठीक है, उसके लिए जो कन्वेंशन है वो स्टॉकहोम कन्वेंशन है. यहां हम कॉन्फ्रेंस की बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, इसके बाद द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ अनदर थिंग दैट हैपेंस इन 1988. 1988 में जब हम आते हैं, वी सी द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ IPCC. Okay, that's the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change. So IPCC was formed. Okay, now IPCC 1988 में जब बनता है, that works basically, it's a scientific organization, right? And it was formed by the combined efforts of the UNEP and the World Meteorological Organization. इन दोनों के combined efforts से ये form हुआ 1988 में. And the work was done, it is doing what? It is doing the reviews of the scientific studies that have been done on all the matters, all the issues that are of grave concern for the earth or the environment. ठीक है, तो it also does lot of assessments. So the first assessment that was done by IPCC was in 1990 and 1991. That was the first assessment. Till now it has done 6 assessments. Okay, now this first assessment gave a very bleaky picture of the earth, and it gave a very bleaky picture, and it told that whatever things that are happening, जो भी चल रहा है, जिस तरीके से humanity or the countries are moving and the industrialization is happening, it will have very detrimental effects on the humankind or on the future generations. So एक बहुत dreadful picture दिखाई गई, right? अगर हम emissions नहीं cut down करते हैं तो. Similarly, it has published 6 times, and the latest one being the AR6. Okay, it again highlights the emissions that are growing and the outcomes that the humanity will feel or will have to face because of the growing greenhouse gas emissions. उसी की वजह से we have the aggravated global warming that is happening, right? And then because of that we have the chain of events or outcomes that we are seeing today. ठीक है, तो coming to the IPCC that was formed. Now IPCC के बाद in 1992, now we come to, so first we were in 1972 where we had the Stockholm Conference, then we came to 1988, IPCC was formed. Now this IPCC can be considered as a precursor to the Rio Summit. Okay, so now in 1992 we have the Rio Summit. कौन सी summit होती है? Rio Summit या Earth Summit. Now this is when we have the 20 years of the Stockholm Convention. Stockholm Convention के 20 years भी complete हो गए थे 1992. Fine. Now in this Rio Summit, it was a landmark summit, and some important outcomes were there from this summit. First one being the Convention on Combating the Climate Change, that is UNFCCC. Whereby the countries were trying to reduce the emissions, the greenhouse gas emissions को reduce करने का सोचा गया. ठीक है, so ये convention उससे deal करता है. Then the convention on UNCBD, that is the convention on biological diversity, whereby we will be trying and putting efforts to protect and conserve the biodiversity that is there on this earth. Then the third one was the UNCCD, which is the United Nations Convention on Combating Desertification. ठीक है, to stop the desertification or the expansion of the deserts, so that we are not cutting down that many forests that the land is being desertified. So usko control karne ke liye we have this convention. So these three were the outcomes of the Rio summit. Along with that, there was the formation of the Global Environment Facility, GEF. So that was the funding agency. तो GEF का formation होता है, Global Environment Facility, that funds all these three conventions. इन तीनों conventions को funds provide करने के लिए we have this mechanism by the name of Global Environment Facility. Along with that, it also gives funds for two other conventions, the Minamata Convention related to mercury and the Stockholm Convention on the persistent organic pollutants. So it provides, almost GEF provides the funding for 5 conventions. Okay, UNFCCC, UNCBD, CCD, Minamata Convention for mercury, and then the Stockholm Convention, right? And along with that, the World Bank serves as the trustee of this Global Environment Facility. तो वर्ल्ड बैंक क्या है, इसका ट्रस्टी है, ठीक है, राइट. नाउ लेट्स कम टू द UNFCCC. अब हम बात करेंगे यूनाइटेड नेशन फ्रेमवर्क कन्वेंशन ऑन क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में. सो इट केम अप इन दी 1994 एंड देन here in this convention what are we trying to do? We are trying to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. हम किसके एमिशंस को रिड्यूस करना चाह रहे हैं? ग्रीन हाउस गैस के एमिशंस को रिड्यूस करने की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. एंड ऑल द कंट्रीज विल सेट देयर ओन टारगेट्स टू रिड्यूस द ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशंस फ्रॉम ऑल द डिफरेंट सोर्सेज और द इंडस्ट्रीज. एंड हियर देयर इज वन मोर प्रिंसिपल दैट केम अप, कॉमन बट डिफरेंशिएटेड responsibilities, whereby the countries, we get to know that there are developed countries and there are developing countries or underdeveloped countries. तो यहाँ पर ये बात करी जाती है कि कॉमन बट डिफरेंशिएटेड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज की ये प्रिंसिपल है कि जो कंट्रीज डेवलप्ड है compared with the developing or the underdeveloped countries, they have a higher responsibility or we can say more responsibility to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions because they are the historical polluters. वो countries historical polluters हैं, वहां पर इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन पहले स्टार्ट हुआ तो ऑफ कोर्स उन्होंने ज्यादा पोल्यूशन कॉज करा है या उनके एमिशन ज्यादा है. So this was the principle that came up in the UNFCCC. Now of this UNFCCC we have different COPs that are happening annually, right? Now we will see that how different COPs have happened and what are the outcomes of this UNFCCC COPs, whatever COPs that have happened. And its secretariat is in Bonn, okay, it's situated in Bonn, and every year whatever the COPs are happening, it can happen at any destination among the member countries. And if in case there is no place decided, the COP will happen at the secretariat, okay. तो अगर usually countries क्या है, member countries क्या करते हैं, they opt, right? So they are eager, of course every country wants to show that they are putting lot of efforts for the environment, for the climate change. तो usually place decide हो जाती है who will be conducting the next COP, but if it's not decided, it will be happening at the secretariat that's in Bonn, right? Coming to some of the important COPs and what are the outcomes of the major COPs that have happened of the UNFCCC. This is important for the exam because UPSC directly asks questions from this section, okay. Coming to the first one, the first COP that happened was in 1995, Berlin, okay. So it happened in Berlin, and here the countries decided that they will be putting emission cuts. So they started with the emission cutting and they set their targets, developed and the other countries, okay. Then the next major COP happens in 1997 in Kyoto, that's in Japan, right? यहाँ पर आता है हमारा Kyoto Protocol, and Kyoto Protocol divides the countries based on the different parameters, the developed countries and the underdeveloped and the developing countries on different criteria or different targets that they have to meet. Again, here we also talk about, in this Kyoto Protocol, we also come to know about the clean development mechanisms, the carbon trading mechanisms, okay, and the joint implementation mechanism. So all of this comes under the, we talk here in the Kyoto Protocol. Coming to the next COP is in Marrakesh, that's in Morocco. Now this is important because this COP7 was important for the ratification of the Kyoto Protocol. So it brought in the ratification of the Kyoto Protocol. Then next one, New Delhi. So there's a COP to UNFCCC that happened in 2002. तो यहाँ पे ये न्यू दिल्ली में हुई थी. तो यहाँ पर आता है हमारा न्यू दिल्ली डेक्लेरेशन. न्यू दिल्ली डेक्लेरेशन. Now न्यू दिल्ली डेक्लेरेशन क्या कहता है? न्यू दिल्ली डेक्लेरेशन says that the developing countries and the underdeveloped countries need or require more funds to mitigate or to reduce the climate change impacts. तो New Delhi Declaration says कि developing countries require more fund, so they will be requiring more money to mitigate the climate change, then or to reduce the emissions, right? Then we have COP15 that happens in Copenhagen, Denmark. Then we have the Doha Summit or Doha COP 2012. Now Doha, that happens in Qatar. This COP is important because this was the COP that expanded the tenure of the Kyoto Protocol. So initially जो Kyoto Protocol था उसका tenure था 2008 से लेकर 2013 तक. Now this Kyoto Protocol's tenure was expanded or extended till the year 2020 by the Doha Amendment. So Doha Amendment में, that is COP that happened in 2012, COP 18, the period of extension was made to 2020 for the Kyoto Protocol. Coming to COP 19 in Warsaw, Poland, very important again. Now this was important, why? Because here we have talked about 2-3 important things. First is that here we will be talking about reducing the deforestation effects, और we can say यहाँ पर हमने बात करी उन emissions की जो deforestation की वजह से हो रहे हैं. Here we come up with the idea COP19 that happened in Warsaw. We came up with the program RED+, that is reducing the emissions from the deforestation and the degradation. So हमें ये realize हुआ कि जब हम forest को cut कर रहे हैं, when we are cutting down the forest or we are doing deforestation, then also there is the emission of the greenhouse gases, because we know that forests act as a carbon sink. They are helping in sequestering the carbon. So RED Plus came up, this program came up during the Warsaw Summit, right, or Warsaw COP. This was the major landmark, right? So this is the important thing, and RED Plus पे UPSC has asked a question. Prelims में it has previously asked a question on RED Plus. And finally in COP21, that is 2015, that happened in this Paris city of France, we had the Paris Agreement. So Paris Agreement or COP21 is the post Kyoto Protocol. What will be the plan of action? कि पोस्ट क्योटो प्रोटोकॉल 2020 में एंड हुआ, उसके बाद आगे का प्लान ऑफ एक्शन क्या है एमिशंस को रिड्यूस करने का? दैट इज इन दी COP21. Okay, so let us come to COP21 here. So Paris Agreement, we all know that it's simple. What are we trying to do? We are trying to limit the temperature increase by 2 degrees Celsius, and we are trying to pursue the efforts to limit it to 1.5 degrees Celsius as per the pre-industrial limits. Okay, so that was in the Paris Agreement. Every country decided to have its own determined contributions, NDCs, okay, nationally determined contributions. India also had its own NDCs and we even achieved them, right? So all that was decided in the Paris Agreement. Now post that, what all other COPs have happened, they are also equally important. जो recent COPs हुए वो भी बहुत important है. Coming to here, one more thing that you need to focus is that every year, every 5 years, we will be assessing the progress. We will be taking the global stock take. Okay, so global stock take की बात हुई कि हम हर 5 years में check करेंगे, review करेंगे whatever efforts have been done or whatever the countries have achieved or not. All of that would be done, right? Coming to the next one is the important COP26 that happened in Glasgow. Now COP26 Glasgow is equally important because here in this COP, India came up with its Panchamrit targets. Okay? So this is one of the COPs that happened during the post-COVID era. So this was the post-COVID era COP. Okay, post-COVID period में ये हुई and India came up with its updated NDCs whereby India said and it had made the ambitions of reaching the non-fossil fuel capacity by 500 gigawatts by 2050, fulfill almost 50% of the energy requirements using the renewable energy sources, then reducing 1 billion carbon emissions by 2030 and of course reducing the carbon intensity below 45% by 2030. Now these were all the Panchamrit targets that India came up during the COP26 in Glasgow. Along with this, there was another important thing that happened in this Glasgow COP, that was the Global Methane Pledge. Global Methane Pledge. Now this Global Methane Pledge was basically trying to say that we have to reduce the emissions of the methane by 30% by 2030. So the target was to reduce the emissions of methane gas. ठीक है, तो मीथेन दैट इज CH4, मीथेन के एमिशंस को रिड्यूस करना है by 30% by 2030. This was the Global Methane Pledge and this was the initiative of US and the other developed nations. India did not sign this. So India was not part to this Global Methane Pledge and India strongly opposed this as well because we know methane emissions are also going to impact, or it would say if we sign this, it is going to impact the agriculture sector of India. All the crop fields and the paddy fields, वहाँ से भी तो बहुत सारा मीथेन का emission होता है. So that's why India did not become part of this Global Methane Pledge. Okay, so then we have the other important recent COPs. For example, the first one, that was the COP27 that happened in Sharm el-Sheikh of Egypt. Okay, now this is the place where the loss and damage fund was established. Loss and damage fund क्या कहता है? Basically, it is trying to say that the developing countries or the underdeveloped countries have more consequences or face more consequences of the disasters that occur because of the climate change. क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से जो डिजास्टर्स हो रहे हैं उनका ग्रेटर इम्पैक्ट किसके ऊपर पड़ता है? छोटी कंट्रीज के ऊपर पड़ता है या डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज के ऊपर पड़ता है या स्मॉल आइलैंड नेशंस के ऊपर इम्पैक्ट ज़्यादा क्रिएट होता है. सो फॉर देम देयर शुड बी फंड फॉर देयर स्टेबलाइजेशन एंड फॉर देयर challenges that they are facing. Another thing is the Mangrove Alliance for Climate. That was also launched during this COP27 and that was the initiative of UAE and Indonesia. Okay, so both of them were the one who initiated that, and we know mangroves play a very important role in the protection of the coastal areas, coastal communities, or we can say in the climate regulation also. They are acting as a carbon sink, okay, and the biodiversity that they are hosting. And India also became a part of, India is also member of this Mangrove Alliance, right? Then coming to the next one, that is the COP28 that happened in Dubai. Now COP28 that led to the operationalization of the loss and damage fund and also the first ever global stock take under the Paris Agreement was also concluded. but still there was not much clarity on how this global stock take needs to be taken care. किस तरीके से हम करेंगे, right? Also, not much of the targets were being fulfilled. Coming to COP29 that happened in Baku, Azerbaijan. Now, here this is important because this is considered as one of the finance COPs. Okay, here we are trying to talk about, we are going to यहाँ पर बात करी जाएगी finance की, how much money needs to be invested to reduce this emissions, to cut down the emissions and to meet all the targets. So here came up the concept of new collective quantified goals to be negotiated and finalized. So NCQG, that was decided here, that almost 1.3 trillion annually to be mobilized for the targets, and operationalization of another important thing, that is Article 6. Now Article 6 of the Paris Agreement is talking about, or it is related to the actions which includes both the carbon markets and the non-market approaches to fulfill the climate goals, or to achieve the climate goals. We integrate both the carbon markets and non-market approaches. उन दोनों को किस तरीके से लेकर हम अपने climate goals को achieve करें, वो कौन बताता है हमें? That is dealt by Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. And you also had a prelims question in 2025 this year only on Article 6. They have asked a question on Article 6. Okay, so what I am trying to say is the major COPs and their outcomes are very important for the prelims. Okay, COP26 pe this year they have asked a question in mains. Okay, so in fact in mains also it becomes important that they will be asking on the COPs, but coming for the exam like 26 attempt, those who are giving, all these recent COPs become important. So just go through the major outcomes. And finally the final COP to the UNFCCC that's currently happening in Belém, Brazil is very important, and it will be till 21st of November it's going on. Okay, now first of all the location, the Brazil, जहाँ से सब कुछ शुरू हुआ, ठीक है, and this place Belém, this lies at the mouth of the Amazon rainforest. So it is highlighting a very important and a crucial biodiverse area, and an area which is also facing lot of threats due to the deforestation, due to the climate change, and due to the biodiversity loss, pollution, everything that is happening. So first of all the location is very important, and then these Amazon rainforests are major carbon sinks or help in the carbon sequestration, and यहाँ पर भी बहुत सारा deforestation किया जा रहा है, right? Along with that, the major things that have happened till now, for example, here Brazil has come up with an initiative of TFFF, that is the Tropical Forest Forever Facility, TFF, whereby they are trying to put or monetize the ecological value of the tropical forests, and to give incentives to the countries who are putting efforts to protect the tropical forests. India has also become as an observer status, observer member of this TFFF, right? 5R strategy दी गई है. Then we have also worked on the finance. How will we mobilize that 1.3 trillion? And of course the annual $100 billion जो था उसको भी अब हमने $300 billion कर दिया है. That much fund needs to be collected. Okay, basically we will say that this is trying to work more on the collection of the funds. How will we get that 1.3 trillion that was talked in COP29? So Baku to Belém roadmap. Okay, and also how to update. Of course, it has also worked on the updation of the NDCs. So that's how that's all about the COP that we have studied today. Of course, when it's completed, the entire COP30 would be dealt in the next session, right? So I hope it's clear to you and understand the importance of the topic and the questions that UPSC has asked. Okay, so that's all for you in this session. Thank you very much. See you all in the next session.